We are at the media tent again here at Boston Calling. It's with WERS. I am joined by my new friend Tim from Strand of Oaks. Tim, how are you doing today?
Very good, very good.
And we were just commenting, you are quite the stylish guy. We have our matching Ray-Bans. So
Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you. I have a very unique routine where I don't change my clothes ever. I have a backup of everything so I don't smell.
Well, there you go.
But I'm technically like, remember that cartoon character Doug from Nickelodeon?
Oh, of course.
I'm like Doug if he was a burnout, mid-30s Hell's Angel acid freak.
Well,
So just kind of make that connection. That's basically what I'm doing.
There you go. I would definitely not call you burnt out, though.
Thank you very much. I try and be on it, but
I try to be on it.
There's only so many brain cells to go around.
True.
I've got a few left.
You got a few left. Well, you put them all to good use with your set today. Everyone in this tent has been buzzing about it, how amazing it was. So who are you looking forward to getting a chance to see?
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if she's over, but Brandy Carlisle is an absolute hero of mine. Her voice is, just sends me shivers, and it's been nice to be able to at least hear her. But unfortunately I missed Sigur Rós, one of my favorite bands, yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going to miss Tool. But I got to give it up to Boston Calling. This lineup is absolutely incredible. You got everybody from Chance to Tool. Like, that's serious.
Chance,
that's amazing.
Tool, Tegan and Sarah, the 1975.
Yeah.
You can't ask for more. Do you remember the first festival that you went to, either as an artist or as a general admittant?
Good question. I missed Lollapalooza, the original 90s one, because my parents said I was too young, but my older brother got to go. So I was probably, 11 or 12.
And not bitter about it still.
Oh, incredibly bitter.
Incredibly bitter.
That was the ultimate lineup.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. The first festival might have been like maybe a psych festival somewhere. But I've been lucky enough to play festivals for a long time and get to play most of them. And each one has its own flavor, and it's really it's fun as an artist to get to see. This is the first time ever at Boston Calling, so it's been amazing to see where they put it, the environment, how the stage set up. It's an extremely well-run festival. So
sweet, dude, sweet. That's what we like to hear. Now, it's tough to imagine you not as a musician, I must say.
Yeah.
If you weren't a musician, though, what would you be?
Well, my entire 20s, I was a second-grade school teacher at a yeshiva, a Orthodox Hebrew Institute. So I was Mr. Showalter for many years. I was the bus driver, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
wow.
So I was that until I was probably 28, 29. I loved being a teacher. I had some really good years and the sweetest students ever, who now, I don't mean to age myself, but now I have some of my students coming to my shows, and they've got tattoos. Wow. They've got Instagram accounts. It's weird.
It's weird.
I feel very old, but they're really nice and kind. So it's fun to be the teacher, when that stuff happens.
I was just going to say, what kind of teacher were you?
Strict.
Strict?
Yeah.
I can see that.
But strict strict until they do their work correctly, and then fun.
Then fun. See, I had a rock and roll teacher, too. His name was Mr. Russo, Dan Russo. He played shows at night, gigged at night. And
amazing.
Taught 7th and 8th grade Latin during the day.
Wow.
Yeah, so quite the change. I also hear that you're a record collector. What are some things in your collection that you're most proud of?
I've got some real rare dub mixes. I'm a big dub, like 70s dub, straight out of Kingston. I got some real lost. Scientist is one of my favorite mixers. And when Scientist broke free with King Tubby, he was doing some, I'm going nerdy, but there's some real rare Scientist mixes that I have. And probably one of my favorite record right now is some of the Augustus Pablo work, but I got some real rare metal records. And I mean, basically, if I walk into a vinyl store, they see me coming and they just are like, "We're gonna pay our rent this month."
Yeah, exactly. That's what that, and I'm sure
all you have to do is walk and be like, "Do you have the Sleep Dope Smoker 4-leaf edition?" And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make money off this guy."
Exactly, we're gonna pay our bills.
Yeah,
it's always a good thing to hear. Now, this is a really interesting quote that I saw about you. I feel younger and more relevant at 34 than I did when I was 24.
Yes.
How so?
Well, I think you get to know yourself better.
True.
I wasn't the most, I was so much older then, but I'm younger than that now, and, I feel like that's such a relevant thing still, the understanding that, I may not look as good as I did when I was 24, but I love who I am, and I love my friends, and I love my wife, and I love, like, you know, the idea that I've got, you know, there's bands are at all different levels, but I'm at the point in my life where I love every person that comes to my shows.
That's awesome, man.
You know, and that sounds corny, but, like, you know, no matter the crowd size, huge, small, in between, I just feel like my band, I must have done something right karmically, because I just have the best fans. Like, they're just awesome. And to get to do this, you know, and it's becoming a family more and more. And, you know, whether it's at a festival, you know, midday or late at night somewhere in, you know, the outback of Australia, you know, you just get solid people coming to our shows. And that's, you can't ask for anything better.
Sweet. And then so, obviously you have a lot of fans because Hard Love is not your first record. You've been doing this for quite some time. How did your other records help you arrive at Hard Love?
Well, I think the first, you know, few were me figuring it out, and then I was really fortunate to, maybe longer than that, 2014, that's almost 3 years, but to put a record called Heal out, and, you know, that record really kind of cemented a true fan base and people that were really supportive, and that record traveled me throughout the whole world, and, you know, it really set us on course to kind of being a band where no rules apply. You just... Because I feel like when it comes to me and making music, the only thing people expect out of me is to be me. And if I'm not true to myself, then it's not there. And it's not what I want to hear. It's not what anybody wants to hear. So it's really cool to move forward with making records, because I got 30 more records in my head, and it's just, you know, it's kind of a mission in my life to just keep creating and keep sharing and connecting with people.
And I can't wait to hear them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Is there a song that you're most proud of on this one?
This new record, I'm really proud of the song Everything, because I learned a new scale on the guitar.
Oh, sweet.
I learned a blues, kind of like a weird dissonant blues scale that I usually play in like this pentatonic scale, which is pretty straightforward blues scale, and this had some more, you know, more varying notes, and I felt like I went to a new plateau as a guitar player, so I really like playing that song live.
Sweet. And then, so if you could describe this album, Hard Love, in one word, what word would you choose?
Loose.
I like it.
Or sweaty.
Loose, sweaty.
One of those.
There we go. And then if you could cover an album, release it as a Strand of Oaks album, what album do we think we're doing that with?
Oh, good question. I would probably cover a shoegaze meets doom metal meets acid house version of Gillian Welch, Time on the Revelator.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool one.
It's a perfect record.
And then another hypothetical, we're taking a cross-country flight. Who are you sitting next to?
Oh, cross-country flight. I would like to sit by this man, Jean-Claude Biver. He is one of the leading people in the watchmaking industry, and I'm obsessed with horology, and I love watches, and I love fine Swiss watchmaking, and Jean-Claude Biver is kind of the leading guy. He does, I think he does Tag Heuer now, but he was with Omega, and I just like to talk about like mechanical movements, and I love watchmaking. It's very refreshing as a musician to have something very like orderly in the gears movement, and it's kind of heady, but it's that guy. Or I don't know, who would you like to sit by?
Oh, that's a good question. I might even have to limit it. Well, you know what? Maybe Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, she's amazing.
Right? I feel
what
like
a story.
We're on the set of Ellen right now.
What a survivor. I would love to speak to her.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good
She's
one.
a real visionary, and the fact that she's retained such she just has so many people that love her, and she's been able to be honest with what she is, and it's incredible.
It is. And the other thing that is incredible, I'm going to really try and with the segue here, is the amount of interviews that you do, because you've been running around this tent all day. What do you wish journalists would talk to you more about?
Just what they're thinking.
What they're thinking?
You know, I mean, you can just Google something quick and find out every bit of information on me and whatever, you know. I've got a big backstory. Some of it's true, some of it's not, and I just like connecting with people as people, because I feel like I've met a lot of people that the first time I meet them, I love them and they're friends, and you know, it's I can't give you the most original answer when you ask why I named my band what I did or what it's, but I can give you, I'm still going to be honest, but I really like just connecting with people on a real level. And, there's beauty in everybody, and that's what makes me sleep well at night, knowing that I got to meet cool people.
Right on, right on. Now, you mentioned that there are some sort of misconceptions about either your backstory or you. What would you say one of the biggest misconceptions is?
Well, one time my aunt called me and asked me if I got divorced.
Oh, that must have been fun.
But I wasn't.
Yeah.
But some reviewer who takes about 5 seconds of their time listens to one song and doesn't, creates a story that then's told and told. I would say another big one is that I've been somehow referred to as Coldplay.
What?
I've never thought of Coldplay ever in the creation of my music. They're a fine band. Chris Martin seems like he has a good soul, but when it comes to Strand of Oaks, there's not a lot of...
It's not even next to, anything on the keyboard or
I would
a suggested
understand if somebody
artist
said Killers,
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
Killers are a great band, but I don't feel the soft autumnal vibes of Chris Martin's lyrics when I'm writing guitar solos that make my fingers bleed. But hey man, if it gets you paid for your reviewing, keep doing it. It's working for somebody.
Keep doing it.
I've been at this a long time, and the thing is, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be back and back till I got to be wheelchaired in here, and it's the best job in the world.
Well, and then I know that you have a lot to do today, so this will be my last question. Who are you listening to right now? Who has your ear?
Oh, good question. Coming up, I got 2 records. I love the new Warpaint record. It's beautifully produced. And I just got turned on to a fellow Philadelphian, Sandy Alex G, the new record.
Yeah.
Rocket. Beautiful. Reminds me of a lot of records I loved when I was a teenager, and really makes me feel very hopeful about, some of the younger bands coming up. It's an incredible record.
Nice. Well, if you are not listening to Hard Love, stop what you're doing right now. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to your local record store.
Yes.
Pick up a copy, listen to it. My guest today has been Timothy Showalter. He is the front man of that band. Thank you so much for your time, Tim.
Thank you. Thanks, brother. Peace, man.